Good morning, Fulham fans. We are live. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in to this quick take after Fulham's very solid, very well earned 2-0 home victory against Blackburn. And what a morning it is. Looking at the table, yesterday, QPR and Bournemouth both dropping points. Bournemouth suffering an away defeat to Preston 2-1. Scott Parker getting sent off in the 90th minute, let's not forget. So hopefully he'll be 3-match consigned to the stands. Also, QPR dropping points at home to Cardiff City. And with us beating fourth place Blackburn, it puts us in a very, very, very healthy position going into the last 12 games of the season. So after doing a bit of number crunching, Fulham are now 9 points clear of second with 2 games in hand. That's Huddersfield. And 12 points clear of third place Bournemouth. But let's not forget, they've got 2 games in hand on us. Yeah, it's just fantastic. It really is. It doesn't really get much better than this at all. So we've got 12 remaining games, and Fulham only need to average 1.6 points per game to secure automatic promotion. That's irrespective of what the teams around us do. If we hit 1.6 points per game from now until the rest of the season, then we're up. In order to get the title, we need 2.5 per game, which is pretty much what we've been hitting so far. So we just need to up that run rate. So yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. Doesn't get much better than this. Denver G straight in. What a Saturday. Home win and Bournemouth QPR lost. Dominic echoing this just music. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the little prelude getting into it. But yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. It really, really doesn't get much better than this. And it was very, very well-earned 3 points yesterday. Let's not forget, Blackburn are a very good side. I know we dispatched them 7-0 at home not too long ago, but they put up a very spirited fight, I thought, especially in the second half. You know, there were long periods of the game where Fulham had to dig deep and give some real game management and just grind out what was another fantastic 3 points. So yeah, 12:30 kickoffs don't always go in our favour. I think throughout this season, I don't think anyone really likes 12:30 kickoff. It's a nightmare. There's often trouble with tubes and stuff getting to the game. But if you can get those 3 points in the bag early, it puts you, in the front foot. And Fulham thankfully were able to able to capitalize on that. So yeah. First half, I thought it was the more solid of the two from a Fulham perspective. We showed real dominance in that game. We had some fantastic chances. We're going to come on to the first goal, which I think ultimately was a cacophony of Blackburn errors. You had the Blackburn centre back John Van Heck, who's currently on loan from Brighton, sort of keeping the ball in from a corner to then just give it straight to Harrison Reed, who's in a very, very dangerous position. Simple pass to Harry Wilson, who then finds Nico Williams on the edge of the box. What a game he had. We'll come on to him a bit further, a bit later on. But I think we all know, I think we all know why. Very, very soft shot from the edge of the box, I thought, and it was spilled by Thomas Kaminski, the Blackburn goalkeeper, to Neeskens Cabana, who just lightning reactions, jumped on it around 25 minutes in. Very crucial time in the game, that, because I felt it really set the tone for the rest of the half, and indeed the rest of the game. Yeah, it just completely dispatches it. 1-0 up Fulham. Happy days. That's Neeskens' 9th goal of the season. And we talk about Harry Wilson, Mitrovic and Neeskens, and Mitrovic rightly gets, the lion's share of the plaudits. But let's not forget, in that front three, goals can come from any direction. Harry Wilson, after today, has had 20 goal assist, goal contributions, and Neeskens Cabana, I think, is on 15. It's brilliant. You think of the famous teams that go on to do well. You need goals coming in from all angles in that front three, and we're very, very fortunate to be in that position, especially as a champion side. So yeah, no, fantastic, very, very good. I thought we really dominated, possession, and had the lion's share of the chances first half. We had a huge penalty shout from Nico Williams, which I thought was a Stonewall penalty. A few people who've been watching the game from home suggested that maybe it was outside of the area. A lovely sumptuous ball over the top from, I think, Harry Wilson, or it might have been Seri. Sublime touch on the outside of the boot, and then he was sort of clattered down by Harry Pickering, I should say. I thought the goalkeeper had sorry, not the goalkeeper. The referee had a shaky period after that because I think that the home fans must have got in his head a little bit because Blackburn had a huge penalty shout later down from Tyrese Dolan. He was denied. Neeskens Cabano sort of bumbled him down. I don't think it was a penalty. I think it was a dive. He was very much looking for it. He did that thing that attacking players do where they just sort of splay their legs out and then dive to the floor to make it seem like as if they've been taken out. But the referee actually stopped play um, to book Dolan. So I think it was even a piece. You know, if they'd have both been given, you'd be like, okay, fair enough. But they both weren't given. So I think sort of the balance was restored somewhat. So yeah, I also want to touch upon like Mitrovic. He didn't score yesterday. It would have been fabulous if he did and complete the full cycle of the ABBA chant, of course. But he had a fantastic little sort of jinking run over from the right, which we don't really associate with Mitrovic. You know, for all the assets that he has to his game, we don't really associate kind of quick feet. He did like an amazing little like Cruyff turn, sort of beat two men, and then had a very powerful left shot saved by the Blackburn goalkeeper. But I thought it was a highlight of the half for me because if that had gone in, it would have been, you know, a really really sensational goal. Yeah, I just want to touch upon something that I noticed watching the game yesterday because we're going to come on to Harry Wilson's goal, which was absolutely sublime. It came from a very very deep ball from Tosin, a diagonal run in from the right hand side from Harry Wilson. He didn't even need to break his stride. This ball was so perfectly weighted. He just managed to come directly onto it, one-on-one with the keeper. Beautiful little deft touch to dink it over the keeper to make it 2-0 and double our victory. But a few moments earlier, Tosin had pulled off a very, very similar ball to Fabio Carvalho, who'd been running in from the left. And it's just a very, very interesting facet that Tosin has to his game is this ability to thread a ball through from deep. And when you've got players like Harry Wilson, Fabio Carvalho, and Neeskens Cabana who can pick out these runs, it's such a useful tool to have in our arsenal. And like it blows my mind even to this day that we managed to pick up Tosin for a mere 1.5 million from Manchester City. Let's not forget he had a very, very successful spell over to Blackburn when he was younger. As a lot of Man City, Blackburn do take on a lot of Man City sort of academy players. So I thought it was just, one of the finest goals that I've seen Fulham do this season. It was, I was very impressed and something that I just picked up on. Second half was a bit more of a different story. I feel like we let Blackburn into the game a little bit more. A few tired legs out there. I remember when it came to about the 65-minute mark, I was screaming to make some substitutes. I feel like we needed Nathaniel Chalobah's physicality and just to shore up that defense a bit. Blackburn also had an offside goal. Thankfully, it was called from the linesman after what felt like an eternity. By the way, normally it was a lot kind of snappier, but it felt like a long time. It was a Johnson's header from a free kick, and then Gallagher pounced on it. Thankfully, disallowed. But yeah, I mean, very, very just solid victory. And this is the sort of victory. And Blackburn, fourth place, promotion challenges. They're almost certain to be in and around the playoff spot. So a fantastic win. Also, we have to talk about the Nico Williams crossbar challenge. I often think it's a bit lame when clubs talk about goals that nearly happened. I remember a couple of seasons ago, QPR on their official Twitter account posted a photograph of I think it was Junior Hoytler bicycle kick that didn't go in. And they went on to draw that game or something. And the caption was, "What a goal this would have been!" And they rightly got absolutely slated because it's like, "Oh right, great. Are we posting goals that nearly went in now because we can't score them?" Thankfully Fulham don't have that problem because goals are 10 a penny for us this season. But I mean, Nico Beckham, it was just the audacity to even attempt that. It was just mental, and he so close as well. The vision, the execution. I know he eventually smacked the face of the crossbar, but I mean, what a player we have on our hands. He's settled into this Fulham side like snow. I'm not sure what the details are in terms of options to buy. I don't believe there's an option to buy, but I think Fulham should be, trying pulling out every stop to try and make him a sort of, a regular here at Craven Cottage. But yeah, ground out, fantastic 3 points. Got some comments here. Tosin found Wilson in open space. He certainly did. Simon, that's very good. How many goals before we confirm promotion. This is from Sammy James. Well, I think a few of us, myself and Sammy included, have had a cheeky bet at the start of the season saying that Fulham are going to hit that magical 100 goal mark. I can't remember what the odds were, but it's, fingers crossed for that. So I'm going for 100 before we confirm promotion. I'm not sure how many are we on currently at the moment. So goals for 84. I mean, that is just absurd, isn't it? 34 matches played and we've scored 84 goals. I think if we can average, a goal, 2 goals a game for the rest of the season, then that will be enough to make sure that we stay secure promotion. Colm, sound the horn. I'm not actually on the pod later, but Sammy's on the buttons. If you have any questions, by the way, feel free to tweet us or get in touch via Instagram if you want any questions on the pod. But I am certain that the horn will be sounded, and I think this victory sets up Tuesday's trip to Swansea perfectly, because I think if we can secure that win, then it's looking very, very like there might be the change of language saying like if or when we get promoted. I think if we win on Saturday, we're gonna be entitled to say when we get promoted. Let's be honest. But yeah, as I said, yeah, thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Sammy and the gang will be later for the podcast. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. This has been George Cooper. I've been doing the quick take after Fulham's win against Blackburn. And yeah, we'll see you very soon. Cheers.